Ever since I was a child, I have always been a gamer. My first game of choice was the physical card game Magic the Gathering. I enjoyed creating my own decks of cards, putting them together, figuring out bizarre combos and combinations of cards to play with, and collecting the cards overall. And after Magic the Gathering, I picked up other games as well, such as Pokemon, WWF Raw Deal, Yu-Gi-Oh! And the likes. However, after I got into junior college, I didn't have quite as much time to play card games anymore, and the people around me stopped playing as well, which made it especially difficult to continue this passion of mine. Years passed and I graduated university and I didn't quite play any games at all. However, 10 years ago, one of my friends was like, hey, let's check out that board game shop. And at that point of time, we picked up Citadel, a hidden role resource management card game. And this game, I swear, is fantastic. This game is so simple. If you had somebody beside you who knew how to play the game, they could teach it to you within 5 minutes and you could start playing the game already. This game cost me about 50 Singapore dollars, and I have to say it's worth every cent. After realizing I enjoyed board games, I was back. I started buying board games left and right. I bought the obvious board games like Cards Against Humanity and all those party drinking games. I also bought LCGs like Arkham Horror, which is a little bit more Magic the Gathering-esque, where you sort of have a collection of cards that you build a deck with. But instead of random boosters, you could actually get every single card of a collection by buying a single product. Most of those board games were fun, but they slowly sort of lost that magic to it. It started to feel less exciting learning a new system and more of a chore. Over time, I started to see more repeating concepts within the board games that I was playing. Until one day, I found out about the granddaddy of all board games. The tabletop role-playing game, Dungeons & Dragons. To those of you who don't play Dungeons & Dragons, you might be like, how different can it be? How different can it be from a normal board game, right? The thing about Dungeons & Dragons is it's a skeleton, it's a framework. It's a simple system in which you can add on stuff to it to create the kind of experience you want. For example, the bare bones version of Dungeons & Dragons has you playing as different classes of characters going around defeating monsters and beating bad guys, right? But what if one of your players wants to start building a cyborg, a Gundam within this fantasy world? The dungeon master can just say okay, we'll come back next week and I'll give you a sheet of paper with the rules for building your little Gundam, and you can do it. Once I realized Dungeons & Dragons, the ultimate tabletop dungeon delving board game, I was hooked again. I bought stuff like this, dungeon tiles reincarnated. It's basically tiles that you use to build out a dungeon in front of your friends. I started buying this, dragon minis that look amazing on the table. Hell, I don't know if you can see it from there, and I kind of don't want to pick it up, but I bought drawers full of minis that you can use to be the bad guys or good guys of your story. I was so obsessed, I started buying stuff from even non-tabletop role-playing game sources. For example, this little stone lion, I saw it at a shop one day. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna put a statue in my D&D game and then make the players have to fight it suddenly. It's gonna be awesome! Hell, I even started buying board games with miniatures in them solely so that I can take out the miniatures and use them in my game. And it was awesome, meeting friends and playing board games together. And then 2020 rolled around, and then COVID hit. Ad time. Today's vlog is sponsored by the New Deck Order. Do you want to get a new deck of playing cards in your hands to experiment and play with? Check out the newdeckorder.com, where we have a fun array of different stocks and finishes, all of them hand curated by myself, Jaspers, for your handling pleasure. Once COVID hit, I couldn't meet any of my friends anymore. Playing Dungeons & Dragons with a group of 7 or 8 people, strictly against the law in Singapore. And then suddenly the high of playing games with my friends was gone, and I started going through withdrawal. I started feeling the itch of my fingers as I wanted to roll dice and play games with friends, and it was a really difficult time. And then I saw on YouTube an ad for a board game. It was a game called Tanare's Adventures, and I think it was going for $299 US. Basically, it was like a D&D campaign, but I could play it myself. And it came with so many minis, and the art was splendid and beautiful. But oh wait, I can't play it alone without the base copy of the game. Arena the contest. You know what? It's just another $100 odd. It's fine. I'm gonna be fine. I went all in. I got this. No problem. It's okay. I was hyped and I was excited to play this game. And before I even got that product mailed to me, a few months later, they announced Tanaris RPG. I was like, what? They're gonna use their own setting and make rules for it for Dungeons and Dragons. I could play that game with my friends and also play it on my own. What the fuck? That's gonna be awesome. Wait a minute, I scroll down the page. The minis are amazing. What, a 28 cm tall dragon? No fucking way. No fucking... I am all in on this. I spent another like $200 on it. I threw my money on the computer screen and said, you know what? I'm not afraid of you. I'm all in. Let's go. Let's go. It's a little bit expensive. Let's go. Shipping cost. A year passes. It's gonna take a little time for it to come, but it's okay. It's gonna be great once it's here. The developers of the game are like, hey guys, we're almost done developing the game. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry. It's gonna be here soon. 2 years pass. Guys, we're ready to ship it out. We're almost ready to ship it out now. You're gonna get it soon. End of this year, you're gonna get it. 3 years pass. At the end of the day, I calculated how much I spent on this board game, and it totals to about 1,000 Singapore dollars. At this point, I have grown my collection of minis and Dungeons and Dragons equipment so much that I actually don't really need this board game anymore. So at this point, I kind of feel a little bit of regret purchasing this at all. The timing is so bad, it took so long to come. I'm already a completely different person compared to what I was when I made that pledge on Kickstarter. That being said, it's not really all a waste if I enjoy $1,000 of fun out of it, right? So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be unboxing $1,000 worth of board games. Let me grab the box. Actually, this is not even half of it. Give me a moment. To be honest, I don't even know where I'm gonna store all of this stuff, but I'm very hyped for it. Let's go!